Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trina Talks. I'm your host, Trina, and welcome back. Okay, so for starters, when I'm filming this, it is Wednesday, September 13th, which means I've been at college for about a month now. This is my first episode filming since I've been at school, and I thought we would do like a little catch-up episode. Okay, so if you didn't know, I'm just going to introduce a little bit about me and my college life. So I'm currently a sophomore in college. I attend Siena Heights University, which is a private Catholic college in Michigan. I actually kind of recently changed my major a little bit. I used to be a graphic design major, but I switched to a design major in integrated arts, which basically means it's design from like everything from coding to designing cars to doing graphics to making posters. Basically like any form of art you can think of is what my major is. And I also am a psych minor. I actually had the opportunity to double major with psych and design. Decided not to because I would not be having time to film this podcast right now. And I like to have a little bit of time to do things that I love to do too. So I decided to keep psych minor, but I do love it a lot. On that note, I'm currently reading a book called Read People Like a Book. Sounds funny with what I just said. Really good book if you're interested in psychology at all or reading people or anything like that. I would highly recommend that book. I'm like halfway through the book now and I love it so much. Sorry, that was Be Real, but I love the book so much, would highly recommend. So I've also been reading a lot of books. I just finished reading Good Girl, Bad Blood, which is the second book in the series of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I read the first book last summer, really good. So I just finished the second book. Now I'm reading 1984 by George Orwell and the other book I said, which is Read People Like a Book. The next book I have to read is Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I also just read Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which was the first Colleen Hoover book I've ever read. Pretty good, I'd say. A little spicy, but if you're into that, would definitely recommend. So anyways, back to what I was saying. You know, I get a little off topic sometimes. Yeah, so my major is design and I have a minor in psych. The classes that I'm taking are film study and analysis, graphic design 2, intro to wheel throwing, which is kind of like a pottery class. To be honest, I don't really enjoy it that much. It really annoys me because I'm not that good at it. The professor says I am. I don't think so. I agree to disagree with him. I think that I suck in that class and I don't find it fun. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then I'm also taking developmental psych, which is for my psych minor. That's been pretty interesting. Like I said, I love psych, anything to do with it. So love that class, love learning more about it. And lastly, I'm taking a class that my school requires, which is called Contemplation Action. To be honest, a really stupid class. It's all about like basically kind of religion, but not even just religion. It's like meditation and prayer and stuff like that. I don't know. I literally just finished writing a 5-page paper on my faith for that class. I think in total the paper only took me like an hour and a half, so not that bad, but still 5 pages, bro. I also hate writing papers, so maybe that's just me complaining. You know what, I'm gonna stop complaining now. Let's get back on topic. So that's the classes that I'm currently taking. My schedule is like kind of a lot, to be honest. I have the same schedule every day actually, and I have Fridays off. So I have class from 11 till 12:15, and then 12:15 to 12:50 I go to lunch, and then from 1 to 4 I'm in class. So usually my second classes, they get out early, which is really nice. Like today I got out at 1:30 and I came back and worked on my homework at my apartment. So I kind of like having that. Getting out early is kind of nice. And then usually I do homework after class, go to dinner. Then I usually hang out with friends. Kind of a nice balance, kind of loving it. Also trying to fit in more of my social media stuff this year. If you've been a regular viewer on any of my social medias, like my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube, whatever, you would know that last year I kind of fell off the planet a little bit. Kind of fell off the whole social media game because I was having a really hard time finding a balance. Also was not comfortable vlogging at school. Now I am. Now we have a balance. I'm figuring it out still. Not perfect balance. Like I'm still trying to figure out like what schedule could work for me to make content and stuff. But I'm trying the best that I can and I'm putting out a little bit of content, which is better than nothing. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that a little bit because I'm trying not to disappear like I did last year because that was not fun for me and I felt bad because I just literally fell off the planet Earth. Also, I've been dancing a little bit, but I'm currently injured. Basically, if you know me in real life, you know that I have like this never-ending shoulder problem. It's been really bad. My shoulder's been in a lot of pain. I don't know what to do about it. I've seen a couple doctors about it. Basically, I have 2 solutions. I could either get surgery on it, which could fix it, but surgery kind of intense, kind of don't want to do that. The second option is steroid shots, but I also don't really feel like putting steroids into my body. So I'm kind of just like letting it be right now. Probably not the best decision, probably not the smartest decision, but it is what it is. I've been getting back into playing guitar and playing piano, which I've been loving. Like I said, like something that I want to focus on more this year versus last year is kind of taking time for me and the things that I love to do also. I feel like last year I spent a ton of time with friends and a ton of time in homework, which don't get me wrong, like I love hanging out with my friends. That is something that's so important to me, something I still want to do a lot, something I still love, but I never took time for me. Like I would never take time to just sit down and read a book. I would never take time to play guitar, to go play piano, to dance. So I'm trying to make that more a priority, to do things that I want to do too, which kind of works out because I feel like because me and my friends are all sophomores now, like our schedules have gotten busier. So if my friends are busy, I take that as an opportunity to go do something that I want to do also. Also, on another note, I forgot to talk about this. I am going to be getting another job. If you didn't know, I already have 2 jobs with magazines, 2 different magazines, and then I have an internship with another magazine. My school had like a job fair. They had a bunch of different job opportunities, and I went to go for a marketing job. They did not have a job available, but they offered me an internship. Turns out I can't do the internship until next semester, which I will be doing next semester. Actually, my professor, which is chair of the art department at my school, offered me a job in the art department, and I was like, yes, of course I want that. So I'm super stoked for that, to have a job on campus and like a job that actually kind of relates to my degree a bit more. Like my magazine jobs relate to my degree, but it's like writing and interviewing. It's not like graphic, you know, or like art stuff. So I'm really excited for that. I'm just like rambling here. This is just like a catch-up episode, but I promise the next episodes are going to be really fun. I'm going to have some guests on the podcast, and I'm so excited. So you guys are going to meet some of my friends, some other people, but I just wanted to start off this episode to tell you guys kind of like what's going on with me at college, just so you have a little backstory on what I've been up to, because I feel like I can't just jump from like summer to being here, to being with my friends. It wouldn't make any sense. So I'm giving a little catch up here. Also, I have been putting myself out there like a lot at school, like meeting new people, new friends and stuff. Like I think when I first got here, I was just like going to introduce myself to people, which I would never do last year, but I realized like, why not? Life is short. Why not go meet new people, new friends and stuff? I hung out with a lot of new people when I first got here actually, which was super sick. Also, my birthday was here because I got here, I think August 17th, if I'm not wrong. And my birthday was August 19th. I turned 19, so golden birthday. It was really fun. Spent it with like 2 of my closest friends. Didn't really like do that much, but it was fun. I got a little story time for you guys because why not? We love story times, basically. Honestly, I can say so many different story times, but we're just gonna stick with this one. If you know me, you know I'm a lover girl, right? I love love so much, and you could hear me say that a million times. When it comes to me finding love, it's a little difficult. It's proven to be a little hard over the years, but I was like, you know what? Let's give it another go. So there's this guy. We are going to call him Picasso because why not? Basically, I thought Picasso was like kind of cute. There's like a whole story of him at the party that I went to and like how he basically saved me because there was this giant group of guys. This party was really crowded, by the way. There's this giant group of guys that come through and literally pushed all of the people in the room, and I was literally gonna like lose my friend at this party and go like with a bunch of other people because I couldn't stop myself. But like I kind of just like grabbed onto this guy and he let me just like chill with him, thank God, because otherwise I would have been without my friend and I would have freaked my freak out. So I had seen him at the party, whatever. Then one night my friend and I were walking around campus, found him like with his friends or whatever, and I never met him or anything, like I didn't know his name, but I ended up talking to him, got a Snapchat, ended up watching a movie with him that night. It was a horror movie. If you know me, you know I don't do horror movies. I literally only watched this horror movie because I like this guy. Never in a million years would you catch me watching a horror movie. In fact, like I jumped so much, I kept looking away and I was like, is it done? You know, and when it was done, I was like, okay. I'm out of here now, because it was like, it wasn't just a horror movie, it was like kind of disturbing. Like there was like some cannibalism in there and stuff. If you want to know what movie it was, I think it's called The Platform. I think it's a movie originally from Spain, I don't know, but I would not recommend it. I didn't really like it. Some people love that movie, not for me, but I also don't do horror. Then we were like still talking and a couple days went by and I was like, hey, like, do you want to hang out? I was like, hey, do you want to hang out in a day? And he's like, yeah. So the next day comes, we're still like Snapchatting. He had practice till like 8:15, so it gets to be like 5 o'clock. The dude stops answering me, and I have not heard from him since. It's been like 2 weeks, so basically he stood me up, right? Which is like, okay, if you did want to hang out, you could just told me. Like, you don't gotta be like that. So then now I keep seeing him around campus, and he literally just like keeps staring at me. Like, bro, why? Just like, it gets annoying, you know, like, just leave me alone. I don't understand guys, and I never will, because they're always like that. Like, they do something like that, but then they keep staring at you, they keep putting themselves near you. Like, why? So that's my little fun story about Picasso. Also, he's a Taurus, and in my experience, when it comes to guys, the Tauruses have been not good for me. I've had like 3 of them, I think, that every time I'm like, no. And my friend told me before I started this whole thing, she was like, he's a Taurus, you know? And I was like, yeah, but like this one's gonna be different. No, I'm so done with the Taurus. If anyone sees me try with another Taurus, please hit me over the head because I know I'm gonna regret it. In my experience, they all suck. I'm not saying all Tauruses suck, that's not what I mean. But when it comes to me personally, I think that as a Leo, I just don't vibe with the Taurus. So yeah, I'm done with Tauruses. That was a little fun experience that I had a couple weeks ago. But now I'm kind of taking the opportunity to just focus on me, like I said, like do things that I want to do, learn a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna start that job soon, I think. So I'm just like kind of like just being by myself for a little bit, you know, not trying to find somebody else for like once. Like don't get me wrong, I would love a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend. Like I said, lover girl is in me. I can't help it. But at the same time, I feel like maybe I need to stop trying a little bit and just like chill, focus on me, and whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. That's been my mindset for this entire semester so far. And it's the best mindset you could ever have, that like everything happened for a reason and whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. Especially the second one, that's what I'm living by right now. So I'm just focusing on me, doing what I want to do, laying off the guys a little bit because the guys here are also a little bit crazy. Like some of the stuff I've heard is like, whoa. Maybe I'll get into that in another episode. When we have some guys on, you know, we can ask them like what the frick goes through their head. I'm not sure who my first guest is going to be. I have a couple options, but I think you guys are going to like them. I think that you're going to laugh a lot. So definitely stay tuned for those people because they are going to make this podcast so freaking fun. But I think I'm going to wrap this episode up. Like I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's been going on with me at college, and the next episodes are going to have some guests. So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited. They're going to be so much fun and don't know what we're going to talk about, but hopefully I'm going to figure that out. And then thank you guys so much for listening, and I will catch you guys next time.